All right, hello everyone. It's Sylvain here. Welcome again for another video. Today we're going to talk a bit of a Smartcash. Also, before that, my guest today is Lily Forrester. She's going to be talking a bit about herself. She just wrote a new a book and also involved in Smartcash community. So that's what we're going to talk about on today's video. So without further ado, can you introduce yourself and what you just recently built and also your involvement with the Smartcash community, Lily?
Hi, thanks for having me. I'll start with my involvement with Smartcash. That happened about 3 years ago now. I co-founded Anarcho, which was an Anarchapulco fork in Acapulco, Mexico, and we were sponsored by Smartcash that year. We were sponsored by Smartcash both years. The second year it didn't happen because 2 weeks before the event, my co-founder was murdered. In a pretty crazy, tragic thing. But that's kind of what spawns the story of the book, because I was left to start over from scratch with nothing. The cops stole my dogs. They stole everything that I had. Like, I had probably a couple 100,000 Smartcash that we had for smart nodes and stuff. Like, total reset of my life, involuntary reset of my life. So I started working for Smartcash directly, essentially as a part of the team a couple months after that. That's when GCG hired me. And then in the time after that, I've just picked up one side gig after another, one of them being Homestead Guru. And that's where I built the store that we're talking a little bit about today. And I built that store to accept Smartcash using what I learned with building the Anarcho website. So it's actually a lot easier than you would expect. Most people think it would be extremely complicated, but I built that store. And then in the time that I built that store, I also wrote a book that outlines essentially my crafty journey, mostly crochet, but some other craft stuff, with stories and photos that I'm selling for Smartcash and PayPal and other cryptos, but also for Smartcash in that store that I just released right before Christmas. That's my first book, basically. So it's been one journey that's kind of all blended together that, most people hear Smartcash and they don't realize how it really affects people's lives and the people that are really living off of it and supporting it and stuff like that.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. Can you tell us a bit what's on that website? And maybe at the same time, I'll just share screen it and then we can just go quickly over that.
So the Homestead Guru is a place that I've written at for almost 5 years at this point. It was started by Kat. Now she's remarried, Kat Bonadine, and she's now currently head of Anarchapulco and doing some pretty cool things with that. But she started this website as a way to, essentially blog. She had a previous blog that had been taken over, hijacked essentially, so she wanted to start something new, and the Homestead Guru was born. I came on as a writer originally, and then this year I've essentially partnered with her, so I am basically I do pretty much everything right now, except for some of the content production is done by other people, but pretty much everything is done by me at the moment. It's sustained, but it's cool because we've managed to decentralize it. There's a lot of content on homesteading, on practical life stuff, but the newest part is us trying to decentralize our income. I don't know if you noticed, there's no Google ads on the website. We just kick those off to
try we're noticing that.
Trying to get rid of the all-seeing eye, basically, and trying to decentralize the income.
Good stuff. Yeah.
The Guru store was our way of doing that. One of our ways. We'd already had ebooks, so I built it with the ebooks and with a course. Everything that's in the Guru store you can pay for with Smartcash using the coin payments plugin is how we do it.
Okay.
And there's now 7 books. That bottom one is my latest book, and then there's the course, and then at the bottom people will essentially pay us to post content on our website because of how many views we get. Okay. And we've integrated that too, so that can be paid for with Smartcash now.
Okay, awesome. How many if it's not too personal, how many views are you getting stats wise? Is that a good number or?
It's a surprise, and it's been going up crazy amounts actually since we got rid of Google Ads.
Okay.
Last month it was like 60,000 unique visitors, which was up. You'd expect it to go down getting rid of Google Ads and that stuff, but not quite. It's interesting. A lot of we sent out an email and a lot of people seemed really, really pleased that we had gotten rid of it. But I mean,
Okay.
there's nothing more annoying than going to a blog and, you know, accidentally clicking ads because there's so many you can't even scroll without touching them.
Yeah, yeah. And then talking about crypto now, are you getting some payments? You know, either Bitcoin, Litecoin, and then of course Smart Cash. Are you getting some of that at the moment, or is that something that we still need to keep building and so on?
Well, I think it could be built up more, but I have gotten enough, like, surprising number, probably like 40% of the books that I've sold since my book came out have been for some cryptocurrency, mostly
Oh,
Bitcoin
nice.
and Litecoin. But
Yeah.
yeah, it surprised me a little. I expected most of it to be PayPal, but only some of it's been PayPal. So
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So, yeah, obviously with Smart Cash, a lot of new development, you know, in the last year, especially since August, you know, the Phoenix 1.3, smart rewards, super rewards, and so on. So I think as a team, we're building back up, you know, the Smart Cash ecosystem. A lot more new stuff is coming up with Horizon 2.0, term rewards, and so on. So yes, obviously, you know, Bitcoin and Litecoin would be, you know, the preferred methods of payment in that case. But what would you say to someone, you know, why should I use, you know, let's say Smart Cash? What would be your answer to that?
well, Smart Cash is easy to use, and as Bitcoin becomes more popular, it becomes harder to use. Like, transactions take a lot longer, transactions are way more expensive. And this is like kind of a growing trend among all of the popular chains. Like Ethereum, I'm pretty sure has high fees. Like, all of these chains have high fees and long transaction times, which make them kind of useless as cash, because like if you can't see what's going on like immediately, I kind of freak out a little when I can't see the transaction. Like last night I got paid in Bitcoin Cash and it took like 40 minutes for it to even show up in my wallet, which is surprising being
Yeah.
Bitcoin Cash. But like, yeah, and I had anxiety the whole time. So like when you're trying to use cryptocurrency as cash, you want something that's going to move quickly and at least be like, hey, I'm here, you know, immediately or in a couple of seconds, instead of, you know, sometimes hours it takes for like, I had a Bitcoin transaction recently take days. So like, as far as using for cash, I think that's part of why we've gotten several Litecoin payments. Like, some people have bought the course with Litecoin, and I think part of that is because Litecoin is designed to be faster and, you know, cheaper.
Yeah, and Litecoin is less used as well. So I think the
Exactly. Less
network is less
consistent.
clogged. Like, you know, if you've seen before the mini buses, you know, it gets full really quickly with BTC, and in order to get it processed faster, then you know you can pay extra fees. Obviously, you know, it's kind of that market now with BTC, and it's almost similar with Ethereum now with. You know, especially the new prices. So we're recording that on the 6th of January, 2021. So the price might fluctuate or it'd be different from when you watch this. But you're looking at Bitcoin about $35,000, and then Ethereum is now about $1,100. So, and then the gas prices have gone like through the roof, especially you know, over the last weekend. So it was like quite impressive to see, and it's even more expensive now to transact on Ethereum than BTC, believe it or not, at times, right? So gas prices might fluctuate depending on the number of people that, you know, use it. But it's one of the advantage now that we need to mention about Smart Cash. So we're looking at Ethereum, which, you know, would offer about 15 transactions a second, and then now with Smart Cash, you're looking at 400 transactions a second. So much faster. Fees are, you know, way less. You know, it could be about like not even like cents. You know, at that point to transact, where you might spend $8-10 for $150 transaction in Ethereum, right? So that's what you're
That's
seeing, and that's, you've probably seen that too from your experience, right?
Well, yeah, and I've even Bitcoin, the most I've ever paid on a Bitcoin transaction, and it was like normal fees, and it wouldn't let me like set them as lower because it probably wouldn't have gone through, but it was like $12 or something like that for $150. It's like, how is that better than PayPal?
Yeah.
We must do better. But
Yeah, I think that's the narrative now to I think for Bitcoin is like they go buy it and then they keep it in their wallets. So really the peer-to-peer transaction stuff, I think it's pretty much gone. Like there's ways now to transact it on like Ethereum, for example, but now you might transact it on Ethereum, might be even more expensive, might be faster. But if you do the WBTC, then you're gonna pay $15 for gas fees. And then it's on EOS now and other platforms, but it's in order to scale, it has to go to other networks. So it's kind of funny. But then in Smart Cash, then instant pay, you can pay merchants with that, act as a digital currency, right? Much faster, less fees. And then now with the new returns that we're going to get with the term rewards and smart rewards and so on, so really if you want to use it to pay for stuff, you can do that, and you can also have the savings part, right? So it's almost like do the banking but decentralized, keeping your own keys, your own wallets on your computer, hardware wallets and stuff, right? So you might want to keep a bit for transactions, but you can also save and then get great returns off your wallet. You don't need to send it anywhere, and I think that's a big advantage of that.
yeah, part of what's kept me with Smart Cash for so long is it set itself up for both. Because like Bitcoin, a lot of the people behind Bitcoin are now like, oh, well, it's just supposed to be a store of wealth, like that's it, you're not supposed to use it as money. And Bitcoin Cash people are like, you're supposed to use this as money, and I like that Smart Cash has always kind of gone for both. Like,
Yeah.
it reminds me of the meme, like, porque no los dos, why not both?
Yeah, exactly. So like I said, you can obviously access the digital currency, but what do you do with money right now with fiat money? Obviously you wouldn't spend all of it, you would save a bit of it. So obviously with the banking system, you can have a checking account, a savings account. So it's same thing with Smart Cash, but instead of giving that to a third party, a middleman, banks, and so on, you can keep it in your own, your own keys, your own crypto, right? So it could be on a computer, it could be on your hardware wallet. So it's all, all within reach of yourself, more freedom in that way, and then you can benefit from what's being done at the moment, right? So I think it's good that way. What do you think?
Also beyond the price of Bitcoin just going up, there's no program within Bitcoin that rewards people for just holding the money. There's no like you hold it for this amount of time and get paid out this amount of crypto back like there is with Smart Cash.
Yeah.
That's another thing. That's like
Yeah.
a huge thing that I think more crypto should adopt.
Yeah. In the case of Bitcoin, other platforms tend to do that for them. So obviously you can like somewhat like stake your Bitcoin on the platform, but then in that, like I just mentioned, you would lose your capacity for like the keys, right? So obviously you send the Bitcoin over, let's say you send one over to another platform, and it's going to get you returns, right? But you don't keep your keys at that time. So you gotta trust that third party.
Yeah,
And again, the main
too
goal
often.
of crypto was to keep it off like the middleman and stuff. So it's like it makes you wonder, like, why are we going back to the banking system if we wanted to move away from it? So yeah.
Not only that, but so many people have been scammed out of their money in situations like that. Like
Yeah.
that stuff screams scam to me. Like Bitcoin, for example, scam. Like anybody that tells me they can double my money in Bitcoin by giving me, by me giving them my crypto, it's like, I'm sorry, Bitcoin already does that itself.
Yeah, obviously. So, and then there are always there are tons of cryptocurrencies out there, obviously. And then one other advantage I was talking about, so obviously Smart Cash comes from the smart like the masternode kind of ecosystem, coming from Dash, the Pivx of this world and all that, right? But the big advantage of what we put forward recently, like holding it on your wallet, activating the address, it's much simpler, right? As opposed to, you got to set up a VPS, set up a smart node to get that stuff. Oh, the server is down, this and that. People don't want to do that. Tons of cryptos.
It's a labor of love, because I remember when smart nodes first came out, we had two of them, and it took days for him to figure out, for my ex-partner to figure out how the hell to set it up and to get it working. And every so often it'd go down and he'd be like, oh, my smart node is down.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we knew that it would get easier over time. We knew that we were dealing with something that wasn't really done before in that way. So
Yeah, exactly. And it seems now, even like we've got StackOfStake that you could put your coins out there. It's custodial, so no financial advice. You're giving the keys to another platform. They've been good so far, but we never know, right? What can happen on the internet. So that's one thing to consider. And then the hosting, Pecunia, like that could be also fairly easy to set up, because you would keep your smart cash in your wallets and you would just connect it and with the IP address and so on. But then again, some people, it might be even difficult for them to do that, or they don't want to do that either, right? So really the ability to have coins in your own wallet, your own keys, and then being able to just activate the address and then get some return from it, right? So we're looking at 16+% with a compound effect on smart rewards. And then I think I just looked this morning, it was about 27% for super rewards, so $1 million plus smart cash. And then you can keep control of all that stuff, right? So it's I think that's one big advantage about smart cash in that case, right?
yeah, it's something I'm really excited for. As the crypto market in general kind of turns back, bullish, it'll be interesting to see how the community receives all these new features. They're all coming out at the perfect time. I will say that.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, exactly. And I just wanted to share this quickly. Let's go over and smart cash just to see where it's at the moment. So obviously from Coingecko 456. So it's another great place. If you're watching this, you can follow Coingecko. You can set up yourself like a little portfolio and so on to keep that stuff. There's a nice feature here. So let's say you were to invest $100 worth of it, you would know how many smart cash you would get.
That's how I figured out that it's less than $5 to get in on smart rewards.
Yeah. So exactly. So smart rewards. So 1,000. So you're looking at $4. Yeah. 89 to get so anyone can start that. Obviously, if you put more money, obviously the greater returns, obviously, but some people might not be able to. So start wherever you're comfortable at starting. And then we see the price. So recently it's gone up. Like in the last few days, we see the reaction of the Bitcoin price and cryptos in general, right? So we're looking at 48. So it used to be about dancing in between the 28 and 32 recently. So we've seen quite the price hike recently. So it's good. It's good to see. People always kind of ask questions about that, when moon, Binance, and so on. But you got to remain patient. Long-term game, marathon, not a race. It's all concept that people gotta keep in mind.
Well, some people have asked me, like, when would you sell smart cash? And it's like, well, like, the height of smart cash was last bull market, and it was like, I remember it got up to like 30 cents or something like that. And it went down pretty quickly, but like it got up there. I remember
the
that
last
was
bull market, 2008, 17, 18.
Yeah, that was when we were doing America Forco, because I remember like we got paid for the Smart Cash sponsorship in Smart Cash.
Yeah, how much did you say it was back then?
It was like 30 cents.
Okay, yeah, because I think
I remember being told it was like I know it went above that, but I remember 30 cents being like it was.
Yeah, and it
stable
was probably kind of on the way up at that time. I think it got to. Let me reshare that quickly, because I think it says it at the bottom here.
Yeah,
All-time high. Well, I think on some exchanges, I think it was more than that. But anyway, according with Coingecko here, for today's purpose, it was $2.14, and it's 99% down. So quite significant down from this price. So if you're
that's
asking,
just how crypto goes. Like if you watch the trend of Bitcoin, it would go up crazy and then crash down and scare the shit out of all the noobs, and then go up crazy again after a while.
Yeah, and then if you look at all-time low at the bottom here, so we're up 217% from that, which would be March 13 to 2020, so 10 months ago. Sorry. So Yeah, that's the kind of the period you want to be coming in, not buying high and selling low, where some people because of
Well,
news. Yeah, go
a
ahead.
lot of people don't take it seriously until it's high. For
Yeah.
example, like I've reconnected with some friends I went to high school with, and I remember telling them, like, when I found Bitcoin, like, hey,
Here, so we're just back up. So Lily's with me again. We were talking obviously with Smartcash and Homestead Guru. We're going to wrap this up quickly here. Maybe last few words from you, Lily, to invite people to go have a look at your on the website, and then also tell them that they can use Smartcash as well to either get in the course or even buying the book and so on.
Well, the book that I've been advertising in this video, Stitching My Life Back Together, is what it's called. That book is not just intended to be like craft patterns in a story, but it's also like a guide for how to make people self-sufficient off their crafts. It's intended to inspire people to decentralize their lives, not focus on the typical paid jobs that most people are going for, because like this year has forced everybody to decentralize. So my hope is that people kind of see what we've done with the Homestead Guru and what I've done with this book and get inspired to decentralize their own lives and their own income to make it so they come out on top. Because I've done surprisingly well this year, and part of why I've done well this year is because I've already decentralized my life before everything went to hell. So
Yeah.
That's my main point with all of it.
Yeah,
Anybody can
exactly.
do it.
Yeah, with what we've seen, around the world this year, obviously it's important now to decentralize some of your stuff. It could be even, take some of your pictures and stuff off Google and so on, buy, a hard drive or something. Keep stuff for yourself a bit more, maybe.
Join
That's
Float.app. Float.app has a Facebook import feature that imports all
yeah.
of your old posts and content to Float, which is decentralized and uncensored. So like, yeah.
Nice. So you probably got an account there then, right?
I have an account there. I'm pretty sure I'm Lily Divine there. I think that's who I am on there. It's hard to keep it all straight.
Oh,
but I'm
okay.
definitely on Float. And yeah, I do a little bit of work with them freelancing too. So
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I discussed with was it Aaron and Edwards, I think. Yeah, I talked to them a couple times.
Yep.
Well, over Telegram and so on. So I've got an account there, so maybe I'll connect with you there just to have the save you as a friend on there. So we'll put those links in the description if you want to join us on there and then discuss furthermore decentralization, smart cash, or just crypto in general, right? So that's pretty much it, I think, unless you've got anything else to say, Lily.
Nope, that's all I've got. Thank you.
Yeah, perfect. So thanks for coming on. Again, recommend you check out the homestead.guru website. I'm going to put that in description as well, obviously. So go check it out. Use Smartcash. Join Telegram and Discord as well for the Smartcash community. Come and discuss with us. And then great things are coming again for this 2021. So everyone on this, thanks again for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. And then we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye.